From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.
Good day. This is Dateline Malacañang. Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Friday morning is heading to Zamboanga del Norte province, located south of the Philippine archipelago, to distribute patient transport vehicles or PTVs to select local government units or LGUs of Mindanao. PTVs are not only durable and easy to maintain, but are also suited for the Philippines' narrow and remote roads. Just last month, President Marcos led the turnover of 387 PTVs to LGUs in Ilocos Region, Cagayan Valley, Central Luzon, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, Bicol, and the Cordillera Administrative Region held at the Quirino Grandstand in Manila. The PTV distribution was conducted in partnership with the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office or PCSO as part of the administration's effort to improve the country's emergency medical response system. Following the distribution in Zamboanga, the chief executive is also scheduled to visit Camol Elementary School in Tampilisan Town.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Thursday called on newly installed Philippine Army or PA Chief Lieutenant General Antonio Navarrete to demonstrate firm leadership and unwavering vigilance as he takes command of the service amid heightened global uncertainty and security challenges. Speaking at the 67th Philippine Army Change of Command and Retirement Ceremony in Fort Bonifacio in Taguig City, the Commander-in-Chief underscored the critical role of the Army in safeguarding national sovereignty and advancing peace and stability. Navarrete, the former commander of the Armed Forces of the Philippines or AFP Western Mindanao Command, replaces Lieutenant General Roy Galido, who officially retired after 2 years as PA Commanding General. Both generals are members of the Philippine Military Academy or PMA Bigkis Lahi class of 1990. President Marcos assured Navarrete of the government's full backing as he leads the Army through a more complex and evolving security environment. The President urged the new Army leadership to stay true to its mission and values and to continue serving the nation with courage, discipline, and loyalty.
You will be assuming a role at a time when geopolitical tensions and global uncertainty are high. This will demand your vigilance and leaders to deliver a clear direction and to show firm commitment. I have full confidence that under your command, the Philippine Army will remain steadfast, a pillar of strength and integrity, professionalism. At sa araw na ito, bilang inyong Commander-in-Chief, pinapangako ko pagpapatuloy natin ang at patitibayin pa natin ang ating sagradaang batas. We owe you nothing less than our full support. Naway magsilbi ito inspirasyon ng mas magampanan ng Philippine Army ang kanyang tungkulin. Ang magsilbi sa bayan ng may tibay na loob, may panindigan at katapatan.
That was Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Dateline Malacañang.
Meanwhile, the Presidential Communications Office or PCO on Thursday announced that Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. will hold a series of meetings with Indian government and business leaders during his 5-day state visit to India from the 4th to the 8th of August. President Marcos will visit India upon the invitation of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The PCO said after official meetings and events in New Delhi, the president and his delegation will travel to Bangalore and meet with the business sectors in both cities. President Marcos will also meet with the Filipino community in New Delhi. Former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo was the last Filipino leader to embark on a state visit to India in October of 2007. Meanwhile, former Indian President Ramnath Kovind embarked on a state visit to the Philippines in October of 2019. The chief executive's visit coincides with the celebration of the 75th anniversary of the Philippines and India's bilateral relations. The Philippines and India formally established diplomatic relations on November 26, 1949, after Manila and New Delhi gained independence in 1946 and 1947, respectively. Bilateral trade between India and the Philippines reached around $3.5 billion in 2024, growing 8.6% year-on-year, with the balance favoring Indian exporters. On defense, India also successfully delivered the BrahMos supersonic cruise missiles to the Philippines last year.
Dateline Malacañang.
Also on Thursday, Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. acknowledged outgoing Israeli ambassador to the Philippines, Ilan Flus's important role in improving relations between the Philippines and Israel. The Presidential Communications Office, or PCO, in its official Facebook page, shared several photos of President Marcos's meeting with Flus at Malacañang Palace in Manila. During the farewell call, the president thanked Flus for his efforts to enhance the two nations' ties. In a statement, the PCO said President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. received outgoing Israeli ambassador, His Excellency Ilan Flus, in a farewell call, thanking him for his contributions to strengthening Philippines-Israel bilateral relations. Flus, a seasoned diplomat with a diverse career, was appointed ambassador to the Philippines in 2021. Since he joined the Foreign Service in 1994, Flus represented Israel in various roles at the Israeli embassies in Manila, the Netherlands, South Africa, as well as the Permanent Mission of Israel to the United Nations in New York. Flus also represented Israel in Bahrain from 2016 to 2018 as part of a special operation. He also worked as Israel's Director for Policy Planning and External Relations and Deputy Head of the Agency for International Development Cooperation, MASHAV, from 2009 to 2016. From 2018 to 2021, Flus served as the Deputy Head of the Economic Division at Israel's Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Dateline Malacañang.
Still on Thursday, Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. said he spoke over the phone with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz to discuss ways to strengthen the defense and economic cooperation between the Philippines and Germany. In a Facebook post, the president said they talked about strengthening defense and economic cooperation, working together on regional issues, and creating more opportunities for the two nations' people. The chief executive said he also thanked Merz for the kind invitation to visit Germany again soon. Germany is one of the Philippines' leading trade partners in the European Union and a strong bilateral partner. Both countries have been engaging in dialogue on maritime security, renewable energy cooperation, and regional peace and development efforts. President Marcos last visited Germany in March of 2024, where he met with then-Chancellor Olaf Scholz, German officials, and business leaders to promote economic ties and strengthen cooperation in energy, maritime security, and labor mobility.
Dateline Malacañang.
Meanwhile, Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Thursday welcomed Mr. Mohammad Abonayan, chairman of ACWA Power of Saudi Arabia, along with business tycoon Manuel Pangilinan of Meralco Power Gen Corporation or MGen during a courtesy call at the study room in Malacañang Palace. Recently, MGen and ACWA Power entered into an agreement focused on exploring and developing renewable energy or RE projects, particularly solar energy in the Philippines and other Southeast Asian countries. MGen serves as the power investment arm of industry giant Manila Electric Company, while ACWA Power is recognized as the world's largest private water desalination company and a pioneer in green hydrogen. The partnership aims to leverage ACWA Power's global portfolio of 78.8 gigawatts and MGen's expertise in developing 4.95 gigawatts of diversified energy assets across the Philippines. This collaboration aligns with the shared goal of accelerating the construction of large-scale renewable energy projects in Southeast Asia to boost energy transition and sustainable development.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s trust and performance ratings both went upward, based on the results of Okta Research survey conducted from the 12th to the 17th of July released Wednesday. The group's latest Tugon ng Masa survey showed the president's trust ratings at 64%, up 4 notches from the previous 60% rating. President Marcos's performance rating likewise increased by 3 points to 62%. The polling firm said these gains in trust and performance ratings represent an apparent reversal of the downward trend observed since the fourth quarter of 2024. They underscored a renewed confidence in the president's leadership. In a statement, Okta said among the top officials surveyed, President Marcos Jr. holds the highest trust and performance ratings in the second quarter of 2025. The second quarter survey used face-to-face interviews with 1,200 respondents aged 18 and above. It had a margin error of plus minus 3% at a 95% confidence level. Meanwhile, House Speaker Martin Romualdez joined the chief executive as one of only 2 top officials who saw gains in both trust and performance. Romualdez's trust rating rose by 3 points from 54% to 57%, while his performance rating gained 4 points from 55% to 59%. In a statement, Romualdez welcomed Okta's latest survey results, saying that the increase in both his trust rating and performance rating is an encouraging sign that the reforms they have been working on in the House of Representatives, particularly on transparency, budget integrity, and service delivery, are gaining public support. The speaker pointed out that the survey results indicate that people are paying attention and that they want honest leadership and tangible results.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Department of Migrant Workers, or DMW, said it is still validating reports that 3 Filipino crew members of MV Eternity Sea may have died during the Houthi attack that sank the ship in the Red Sea. In a radio interview on Thursday, Migrant Workers Secretary Leo Magpayo added that 1 Filipino crew member is also missing. On Tuesday, Magpayo confirmed that 9 other Filipino crew members of MV Eternity Sea are in the custody of the Houthi rebels. He said they are reportedly in safe condition based on the DMW's communication with the families. Currently, he said, the DMW is in close coordination with the Department of Foreign Affairs, or DFA, which is leading diplomatic efforts to secure the release of the crew held by the Houthis. Magpayo said no ransom has been confirmed and negotiations are ongoing in coordination with the ship owner and other international partners. Meanwhile, Magpayo said investigation is still ongoing on the violations incurred by the MV Eternity Sea's owner. He said based on initial investigation, the ship crossed the Red Sea 3 times in a single voyage. The ship captain of MV Eternity Sea is a Filipino and has returned back to the country together with 7 other Filipino crew members. On the families of the 9 crew being held by the Houthis, Magpayo said, the DMW continues to provide assistance under the directives of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Magpayo said he has made personal visits to the families and that the DMW is giving them regular updates.
Dateline Malacañang.
And finally, the Philippines Department of Tourism, or DOT, on Thursday said the country's tourism sector has so far generated $4.2 billion or about 242 billion pesos in visitor receipts from the 1st of January to the 18th of June. Tourism Secretary Cristina Frasco said the figure is up 0.48% year-on-year. As of July 30, the agency recorded 3,473,726 international visitors, 3.15 million foreigners, and 317,536 overseas Filipinos. In a media briefing in Makati City, Frasco said, the DOT is planning to recalibrate its targets for 2025 to take into consideration the challenges the sector is currently facing. Despite this, aggressive promotions will continue in the Philippines' top markets, including South Korea, Japan, and the United States. The DOT, Frasco said, would also increase Philippine exposure in Canada to capture more Canadian visitors with the recent launch of direct flights from Air Canada. With recalibration underway, Manila is likewise looking at emerging markets to boost arrivals, among them Australia, the United Arab Emirates, and India. She added that the Philippines is diversifying its tourism offerings to include gastronomy, halal tourism, cultural arts, and experiential travel. In the same briefing, she said the national government is allocating 399 million pesos in grants to fund tourism projects across 21 destinations nationwide. The submission of proposals for the second cycle of the Tourism Champions Challenge, or TCC, a program designed to empower local government units, or LGUs, to propose and implement community-based tourism projects, was formally opened on July 31st. The TCC is funded by the agency's infrastructure arm, the Tourism Infrastructure and Enterprise Zone Authority, or TIEZA. In April, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. awarded 255 million pesos worth of grants to 15 LGUs that submitted the winning proposals. In TCC Cycle 1, a total of 90 LGUs submitted at least 98 project proposals to the DOT. In Luzon, the 5 winning LGUs are Ambagyo, Nueva Vizcaya for the Ambagyo Skyport, the first local paragliding airport terminal in the Philippines. Sablayan, Occidental Mindoro for the Pinagpalabag Lagusan sa Bakawan, a mangrove forest park development. Bolinao, Pangasinan for the Legacy of the Sea project, a Silaki Island community-based tourism project. San Jose in Romblon for Ecotourism Park Socorro, and Oriental Mindoro for the Nawan Lake Wetlands Center. In the Visayas, the 5 LGUs are Tubigon, Bohol for the Enchanted Ilihan Plug of Tubigon, Badyan Cebu for the Badyan Toong Spring Nature Park, Silago, Southern Leyte for the Silago Ridge to Reef Eco Experience Project promoting sustainability through eco-heritage tourism. Victorias City, Negros Occidental for Gawahon, a birder's paradise, haven for sustainable and inclusive ecotourism. And Panay, Capiz for Panay, a coastal resource experience. In Mindanao, the 5 winners are Isabela City, Basilan for the Lampinigan Sands, the Lampinigan Jettyport and Leisure Development Project. Davao City, Davao del Sur for Panunod, a way of life, inherited preservation of the unwavering legacy of cultural and sustainable tourism of the Davao City. The Island Garden City of Samal, Davao del Norte for the Mangrove Boardwalk and Gallery. Tagum City, Davao del Norte for Truly Tagum, advancing the benefits of an enriched heritage tourism circuit. And San Agustin, Surigao del Sur for Tourist Catwalk at Gata to Britannia mangrove areas.
Dateline Malacañang.
Before we conclude our program, Radyo Pilipinas World Service of the Presidential Broadcast Service is now live on audio streaming. Just download Evox PBS receiver on your Google Play Store or the App Store from your Apple phone. You can also visit our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Just type in and search for Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Kindly subscribe, like, and share our post as well. And that concludes this edition of Dateline Malacañang. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this is Leo Magpayo. Good day and stay safe.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.